So the fact that this was playing this blew my mind. Here's my review of Eddie the Eagle.
Who's the one and only master?
I am.
So I literally had no idea that Taron Egerton was playing this character. He looked nothing like him to me until my wife pointed it out one day. She was like, hey, that's Taron Egerton. And I was like, no, you're fucking lying. That's bullshit. So I went to IMDb, looked it up. It is Taron Egerton. Seriously, Taron Egerton did a phenomenal job in this movie. I thought it was going to be a little distracting given how he looks in real life versus how he looked in the movie. Some roles are distracting like that. So take Johnny Depp in Black Mass. He had those weird beady blue eyes and he just looked really odd to me. And it took me a long time to figure out, like, is it Johnny Depp that I'm looking at? Is it this other character? Is it Whitey Bulger that I'm looking at? So I thought I was going to have that going into this movie, but Taron Egerton did such a good job capturing the role, capturing the essence of this character, that by 10 minutes in, I was drawn in and I was rooting for the guy. Now, the story's a little bit of an odd one, given the fact that if you've seen Race that came out pretty recently, that stars Jesse Owens, who's just this natural athlete, a God-gifted athlete who has to deal with a lot of race relations. In this movie, it is also an Olympic movie. It takes place in the 1988 Olympics, Winter Olympics, and it follows a character who was not really a gifted athlete in any sense of the word. But Eddie always dreamed of going to the Olympics, even as a young boy. That was his first dream that he ever had, and he kept that throughout his entire life. But again, he's not a natural athlete, which means he really has to work at it, and to his credit, he actually became a very good downhill skier in his own right. But when he finally gets his chance to join the Olympic team, he's rejected by the Olympic Association of Britain because he doesn't fit the mold of what they're looking for their Olympic athlete. But then he finds a loophole. Eddie finds out that Britain hasn't had a ski jumping team in years, even decades, and he realizes he's running completely unopposed in this category. He even finds out that if he's the only one competing as an Olympic ski jumper for Britain, that makes him the best ski jumper in all of Britain. So even though he has zero ski jumping experience, he decides to give it a shot. This sounds made up, right? It's not. This actually happened in real life. And then something even more wonderful happens in this film. Hugh Jackman comes into the picture, takes off his Wolverine claws, but keeps the wonderful Wolverine personality, and becomes the unwilling coach of Eddie the Eagle. And this is where the movie really comes together for me. Between these two characters, one is a jaded ex-Olympian who got kicked out of the sport for being a little too heavy with the sauce, and the other one's been rejected from the Olympics for not fitting the build of what they want. So they both kind of embark on this journey together of self-discovery as well as trying to kind of stick it to the man in a way. If this movie has one flaw, it's the fact that it's a very paint-by-numbers type of movie. It knows what its audience wants and it goes after it. But it is a very fun movie. It's very funny, it's very witty, and it does tug on your heartstrings a lot in the film. Eddie's character is very reminiscent of the old Rocky franchise, where it isn't the talent that really matters, it's the heart. And you're never supposed to give up on your dreams. Keep trying, keep fighting. Don't let anyone ever tell you no. Hugh Jackman's role is also very reminiscent of the 80s. He's your Coach Bombay. He's your Mighty Mick. He is your Mr. Miyagi. Take your pick. He's an unwilling coach who is sort of jaded from his past and is able to kind of come to terms with it and grow as a person through teaching. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, it feels kind of just like an 80s movie, which is awesome. And it takes place in 1988, so that works. This was a solid movie. I do recommend it. Taron Egerton did an amazing job. Hugh Jackman did a solid job. He was very likable in this movie and very fun. And there was tons of character growth. I love seeing that in movies. So go watch this movie. It was awesome. I'd watch it again, definitely. And as usual, don't forget to like this video. And leave some comments below. Have you heard of Eddie the Eagle before seeing this movie? I really want to know because I honestly did not. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and feel free to visit us at madmadsreviews.com where we have more amazing content. I look forward to seeing you next time.
Now, if you will excuse me, my plane leaves shortly.
You are going on a quest for knowledge?
No, I'm going to visit my mother in Miami.